Hey everybody, welcome to Studio 64. My name's David. I've been searching the interzones for some more science, space and tech news to share with you. And I came across this at Fortune magazine from the Entertainment Continues department. Yes, AirAsia's Tony Fernandes wants Microsoft compensation for the CrowdStrike outage. If I delay my flight, you would come after me for a refund. Yes, very, very interesting. On Friday, a flawed update from US cybersecurity company CrowdStrike crashed Windows PCs all over the world. This is obviously Friday week, with computers displaying the dreaded blue screen of death. The outage hit global airlines particularly hard, disrupting thousands of flights as staff scrambled to get systems back online. Some airlines, like US carrier and Delta Airlines, are still struggling. Yeah, Tony Fernandes, CEO of Capital A, owner of low-cost carrier AirAsia, said he's 100% asking for compensation from Microsoft, developers of the Windows alleged operating system. Yes. Now, if I delay my flight, you would come after me for a refund, right? Or if I cancel my flight, it means I need to give you a refund, Fernandes told reporters at an event in Subang in Malaysia. The principle is, if we do something wrong, we have to compensate. They did something wrong. We and other airlines lost a lot. Now, total financial losses from the CrowdStrike outage could reach as high as $15 billion, insurer Parametrics estimated last Wednesday. The cost to Fortune 500 companies alone could be over $5 billion. Yeah, I called it people call it CrowdStrike. I call it Clown Strike because it just takes, one clown to bring down the whole circus. And that's exactly what happened. As I say, I have no issue with using Microsoft as an operating system per se, but you've got to have a backup. You can't. And this didn't happen to Mac and Linux machines because they share a common ancestor, which is Unix, the operating system. And again, Windows updates. And I love how it came out. When it was it came out that it was Microsoft machines only that had this issue, I loved how the media all of a sudden all fell in line and said, no, it was CrowdStrike. It had nothing to do with Microsoft. Yeah. There was definitely a little bit of high-end tweaking on that one to say, you must blame CrowdStrike. Yeah, not Microsoft. Microsoft's name even dropped out of the news headlines with the outage here in Australia. It was like they scrubbed it from the internet and never existed when it came to this outage. Fascinating. The PR power of Microsoft must be unbelievable. Malaysia's digital minister has also chimed in on Wednesday. Gobind Singh Deo suggested to reporters that 5 government agencies and 9 companies were among those affected in Malaysia, and that he'd met with representatives from Microsoft and CrowdStrike to seek a full report, according to Reuters. Now, services at Asian airports needed to be done manually when the outage first hit on Friday, with passengers facing delays at both Singapore's Changi Airport and Hong Kong International Airport. The outage affected services at over 10 airlines in Singapore, at least 5 in Hong Kong, according to local media reports. Yeah. Now, as usual, I'll leave the link to the main article below the video so you can pop in, check out the embedded links, go for a bit of a deeper dive if you want. Makes for an interesting read. Now, airlines are still picking up the pieces from that Friday's outage. Delta is still cancelling hundreds of flights, with over 6,000 cancellations since the outage began. Again, remember, this article's a little bit older from last week. It is the worst affected among the major US carriers and is now being probed by the US Department of Transportation. Ooh, that's be very uncomfortable to be probed by the US Department of Transportation. No, thank you. Enough problems with aliens and Catholics that you wouldn't be probed by them. Fernandes has been on the warpath regarding Microsoft and CrowdStrike since the outage. On Sunday, the airline executive complained in a LinkedIn post that tech companies have little empathy for what airlines went through during the pandemic. Now they have issues they expect us all to understand. Well, I'm not going to. Airlines need answers and compensation, he wrote. Very, very interesting. It's very interesting indeed, isn't it? Yeah. And I said I can see his point. The thing is, we've got to stop relying on Microsoft so much. Yeah. Definitely start looking for something along the lines of Linux or something like that. You know, do your research. Just do a bit of background work on Linux. You don't have to go full into it straight away. But Linux these days is easy to install, easy to use, you know, but just general use I'm talking about. You know, if you look at something like, you know, Ubuntu or something along the lines of Linux Mint, get yourself an old computer and start, you know, learning Linux. It's not that difficult, seriously. Even if you've got to get somebody to put it on the system for you, I think you'll be quite surprised. You know, if you can use a Mac, you can definitely use Linux. All right, well, my name is David. Thanks for joining me for another Studio 64 Science, Space and Tech News update. I shall see you in the next one. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe. I'd greatly appreciate it. If you're up for it, drop a comment down below the video. I'd love to hear what you think. All right, take care. And as I always say, if you can't be good at it. And as I also always say,
I'll be back.